Explain like I'm 5. Why do cars depreciate once you drive it off the lot? Why isn't it treated similarly to a house? If someone buys a car and then tries to sell it a week later, that's weird, isn't it? Why would someone do that? Maybe something is wrong with the car. Maybe they did something weird to the car. I don't know. But I'm not paying full price for it. Would you? Houses do depreciate. The structure depreciates, and in theory the land appreciates because there is no more. Cars depreciate because they are continually making them. Would you buy a used car for the same price as new? Cars break over time. So do houses. When you buy a house, you also buy the land it's on. When the house is eventually broken, you still own the land. There is only so much land on Earth. We keep making more people. Less land for every person. More people want land. The people with the most money get the land. Land costs more money. A house goes up in price over time because of land. A car goes down in price over time because it breaks and eventually is worthless. The moment you drive a car off the lot, it becomes secondhand. It's a used car then. Its value goes down in that instant, and continues to go down as you drive it because things wear out with use, and cost money to replace or repair. The more you use a car, the closer it comes to its next expensive repair or maintenance, and the value of the car lowers accordingly as you get nearer to those expenses. Houses can depreciate too. We're just accustomed to housing prices going up, but there isn't any rule saying this has to be the case. They make new cars all the time. They don't make new land all the time. That's why land value goes up, and car value goes down. The value of anything according to the market is approximately how much people are willing to pay for it. People are willing to pay quite a bit more for a totally new car than a used car, even if that used car has barely been driven at all, because people like feeling sure about what they're going to get. Depreciation is based on how much others are willing to buy the car. The moment you drive it off the lot, it is no longer a new car from buyer perspective. Imagine you are in the market to buy a car. Let's say the car you want to buy is $40,000 MSRP. How much would you pay for an identical but slightly used one? Probably a lot less than $40,000, otherwise you'd buy the brand new one. Well, like if you were out to buy a car, and there was option to buy a completely new car, or car from some dude? How much cheaper the car would be before you consider the dude? I think if it would be a matter of several hundred, I would just go with brand new. The price difference should be more significant to not just buy from dealership. At least for me. Because the minute you drive it off the lot, it's not a new car anymore. Nobody is going to pay you a new car price for a used car. No matter how few miles are on it, anyone but the dealer will assume there is something wrong with it. And the dealer can no longer sell it as new, even if they were willing to take it back. A house does depreciate the moment you are handed the keys. Closing costs are often more than 6 the price of the house. So if you were to immediately sell your house, you would not get the full amount back. Unlike a house, those middleman fees are built into the sticker price of a car. Cars are infinite. They really have no value. It's just melted rock over and over. But that land that house sits on, very valuable. There's only so much usable land which a person can survive on. As population increases, the value of land moved up. Land is a very finite resource. A car is not. Everything depreciates over time. Even metal like gold, silver, etc. 90% of the time it's wear and tear. The dealers cannot say a car is brand new or like brand new for sure after it's left the lot, because they have no idea what you did with or in it. As far as they know, you took it off-road hard. Has sex in it. Did lines of cocaine off the back seat. then took it to a car wash to rinse the hooker blood out of the trunk. I think in reality it's the first year. Last year's model can't possibly be worth the same as the one on the showroom floor. I think the average American puts like 10k miles on a car every year. That's a decent amount of wear on the tires and rest of the car. I read an article about brand new Jeeps lose about $4,000 value the first year, then about $2,000 a year. For a while. It's like an open boxed item you find at the retail store. You can buy a new item for $50 but an open boxed one for $40. The open boxed one could be someone who takes it home, tear open the box and returned it, but the price depreciates because someone has already used it. And you don't know what's wrong. A car is driven off the lot. That owner has used it. You don't know what they did with it, and it means it is an old item and isn't worth as much anymore. The word depreciate means people wouldn't buy it for as much money. If you were buying a car and you had $20,000, would you buy a $20,000 car from the car dealership? Or would you buy the same $20,000 car but someone already bought it first and drove it? You'd be stupid if you bought the used one for the same price. So what would the used one cost if you wanted to buy it? Well, maybe $17,000. That's $3,000 depreciation. Because they are used. Pretty much most used items are instantly worth less than new ones. Usually you'd expect a used item to be around 30 less than new, not cars but general items. As otherwise you might as well just buy new and enjoy the benefits that come with that. Because once the paperwork is done, the car has changed hands and it's legally considered a used car. Houses tend to be more in demand. If you have an in-demand car like a 2005 Ford GT, then it could increase in value the moment it drives off the lot. Okay, so let's imagine you're buying a new car. Is it okay if I get in it and drive it around for a bit before you take it home? No? You don't like that? Would you pay a few bucks to make sure nobody had done that? If you've had it, why would I pay more when I can get the exact same thing for less and have it brand new? It's not like they're gonna stop pumping then out of the factory. Granted, for cars where supply is low, like limited editions or cars that just can't meet demand, people are definitely willing to pay higher prices to buy it off someone who just took delivery of it. Depending on where you live, using the UK as an example, 20% of that car's value is VAT sales tax. Outside of extremely rare cars, that would be an instant loss of value. Because there's a lot of things that can go wrong with the car. Once someone drives it off the lot, you don't know what's been happening to the car. Therefore, purchasing it involves more risk than purchasing a brand new car. The original owner is the manufacturer. The second owner is the dealership. All cars are bought previously owned and nearly all of them have someone else's miles on them. Funny thing, there's no depreciation. Because yes, the whole thing is stupid. Well, cars are overly expensive, but since all the manufacturers can agree, they can set their own price for the cars. That's the price you pay for a new car. But even a new car isn't worth that. So the second you drive off, it's not a question about what it's worth for the dealership, but what it's worth for a random buyer. Cars are scams just like everything else. But we have no choice but to get one anyway. 2 things. Uncertainty and accountability. Uncertain if you can trust an individual, and if there is a problem, how do you hold that person accountable? A business is semi-permanent and runs off reputation. Limited availability cars are exactly the opposite. If you were to order a GR Corolla today, when you receive it, you will most likely be able to sell it at a 20% markup.